G'day, g'day, g'day. Welcome, everybody. Firing everything up, making sure things are working. It's been a while. I haven't streamed. I streamed a little bit this week, but it's been about 3 weeks, I think, all up since we've had since I've had some good stream time. I was hoping to kind of be a bit more consistent with this short film, but anyways, it's all good. Back into it now. We've had torrential rain here in Australia and lots of flooding, but thankfully we're okay where we're at. But yeah, I'm thinking of everybody who's homeless right now. A lot of people become homeless in different parts of Australia just recently, so it's been pretty full on. So yeah, naturally thinking about everybody in Ukraine as well. Lots of kind of heavy-hearted things going on in the world today. So we're gonna continue our short film today, and we having making just a little bit of progress. Wanted to push ahead with it. Sorry, I'm just gonna deal with some spam. Hello, Johnny. Welcome. Thanks for joining. There you are. Get the chat pop-ups over here and then webcams here. All right, 1 second. Sorry, things are just going really slow over here. Cool. All right, let's get started. Hi. Hi. Sorry. I'm here. All right, so where we left off last time, let's just review. We've got the characters walking down the hallway. And got a couple things I want to do. One of the things is I'm feeling like this hallway is too small. When I see them in this profile shot, like, they're pretty tall, and I've kind of, I don't know, I've been thinking of them as being much smaller in the space. So I want to make the space bigger, I think, and then see how that might affect some of my shots. So we'll see how we go. But Olivier, welcome. Hi from Hungary. Big fan. Sorry for the bad English. Never apologize for bad English. My English is terrible. It's good to have you. Thank you for coming. Sorry I don't know any Hungarian. Casey says, hey Chris, looking forward to another great stream. Keep up the good work. We appreciate it. Oh, thanks so much, Casey. I appreciate the encouragement. It's nice to hear. And left-handed guitarist says, I've been missing this series. Great to see you back. Good to be back. It's good to be back. My parents were in town for about 3 weeks from the States, so I just took a big chunk of time off from YouTube to focus on hanging out with them. So I'm back. All right, so let's make this hallway bigger first off. See what this does. So I'm just gonna go to my hallway. Where is it? Characters, location. We've got hallway segments. And let me know, by the way, if the stream quality dips or if it's not good. We try and fix some stuff if it gets bad. I got too many screens up. Okay, so let's see. Hallway hero objects. How are we going to do this? Is there like a master controller? I can't remember. For the hallway? It's this thing. Looks like we just have these individual bits, don't we? You can always check and see what things are parented to if you come to the orange tab and go to relations. Yeah, we don't have a parent. Okay. Probably need a parent so we can get the sizing of this right. So I don't think it's going to work. I might be able to grab all of it. I'll right click on the collections, select objects. So should get everything. Yeah, even the, hold on, right click, no. I'll just go all the way up to here, select objects. All right, that should have all of it. Although I also need the lights, don't I? I can always remember the scale value. Let's just have a look. Let's get inside this hallway. Scale things up a bit. Yeah, this is feeling better. This is more what I was expecting in my head, I think. Just center things up again. Bring this up. One of these guys to be like really tiny compared to the hallway, like these, little droids that are just kind of ankle high. That feels about right. Let's see what this did to everything. Yeah, of course it screwed everything up. I also set a bunch of keyframes that I don't want because I've got auto keying on. All right, let's see. I just need to move everything on the Y till my camera shows up in the right spot. We could probably get this paced correctly if I go to the end. Yeah, that worked. Now things are going really slow now. Why would that be? I haven't duplicated anything. It's not animating, although there are keyframes. That's a little strange. Why would it tank my frame rate all of a sudden? Let me try reloading the file. And then let's see, hit play. Yeah, see, look at this. This is the playback I'm expecting. It's a bit odd. Let's go to the actual source file. So let's just go open. Don't need to save. Let's go to the location folder. And we're going to go to the hallway locations. This is the one that we're referencing. And how do I want to do this? I could just try scaling everything up here. Select objects. Does that do it? Not quite. Just hit A to select all. Scale it up. And before we save this, we should just grab. Let's see. Make short film. Locations. So what we should do is just grab this hallway location file that we're working on right now. We should copy this, paste it into working, and just give it like an underscore or something. 001 or whatever. That way, if we save this with these changes and it messes things up, we can go back and. Okay, we save that. So now we can just go back over to the hallway scene that we were working on. How's our playback? Yeah, cool. Playback is fine. All right. What I really want though is to be able to control this within here. So the easiest thing is probably going to be, let's go back over to the hallway. Let's see. I'm going to get, where's the trapdoor area? It's like over here, right? It's in that there it is. All right. So what we can do is, yeah, we're at 3D cursor is a pretty good spot. I'm going to go Shift A, empty plane axis. I'm going to scale it up so it's big and I can see it. And I might even change its shape from a plane axis to a cube, like this. Scale it on the Y maybe. And then what I'm going to do, I think I'm also going to get rid of this bool because I don't think I'm going to need it. This bool object that we've got. I'm just going to mute these. So I don't think we're going to need. I think we just use the near clip plane on the camera. Let's see. All right, so let's grab not hallway setup. We just want to grab hallway segments. So see, I'll use select objects. So that's everything. And then I'm going to shift select this guy and then control P to parent. And we're just going to parent to the object. Now I've got one thing that will control everything. All right, and I'll put this object, I'll call this hallway control. And I'll move it into the location hallway. I'll just put it in the master folder so that it looks like this. That should be good. So we'll save that. And then I'll go file, go back to our location file. And then let's grab, it should appear in here. Everything worked. Yep, there it is. And should have a little bit of control. Although that's a little weird. That's off. Why that's off? Let's go back to the beginning because it was pretty easy to figure out where everybody needed to be. There we go. Just line this back up because it was kind of a centered object. You can see the keyframes that are being set here because I've got auto keying turned on. There we go. I can delete those because I don't want keyframes on my hallway. And yeah, again, we're getting the slow playback. Huh. I wonder if the override causes some kind of issue. Let's try saving this as a new file. And let's just close it. We'll open it up again. There we go. That fixed it. Weird. I don't know what's going on there. Might be a bug. It's strange that you would get slow playback after making an adjustment on a linked object. Yeah. Anyways, you can see how this is going to change a lot of things. Yeah, look at those doors are broken. But that's all right. That's what this phase is about. This phase is all about getting things just to look right and feel right. So we don't spend too much time on the animation at this stage. You got to really rough stuff in because a lot of things aren't going to work. And you need it all just right. So, all right, so let's troubleshoot and go through. First off, the size of the hallway. I think it works. I think this is much better. This suits more what I was after. I think it probably needs to, I'll center them up a little bit better. So grab X. Let's see if we get that same playback issue. Again, we don't want keyframes. Yes, we did. Okay, so let's just do it before. We'll save, and then we'll go File, Open. We'll open it again. That clears it up. Not sure what's going on with that. That's really bizarre. But anyways, hey Patrice, welcome. Good to have you. Thanks for coming. Sorry, by the way, if I missed chat, guys. Sometimes I miss chat. Joni, I missed your question earlier as well when you were asking how long I do Blender. I've been doing it for, oh gosh, probably about 5 years, I think. But 3D for about 12. So we had him off to the side for those. We'll have to fix that up. Of course, we could just move things a bit here. Now let's adjust his pose. Let's also fix this trap door. Let's figure out what's happening to this. Why didn't this move? Just check its relations. Is it parented correctly? Yeah, it is. It's just not in the right spot. Bizarre. Okay, so we do have some keyframes. I guess it's because we keyframe. Did we use the? I thought we animated the scale. Was it not the scale? It was the position. Just have to redo that. That's all right. I'm going to delete these keyframes. Let's drag a B to box select. Delete on that. And let's get this set up so these guys are in the right spot. Oh wow, look, it actually looks like it's the wrong scale too. Did it not get selected when we did the scale? Maybe that's what the problem is. Right. What's the scale on this other door? 0. So this should be 50. Actually, we'll just copy them in case they are. Yeah, they're kind of got a lot of sub values in there. Copy and paste. Copy that. Paste. Copy. Paste. All right. So that's the correct scale. And then let's get the X value here. And we'll paste it into that. We'll also have to delete all these keyframes. Copy the Z. There we go. All right. And let's I'm going to open up the object transforms. Let's delete all that stuff. Okay, so now yeah, they're both off because this is the one that was off to the side, wasn't it? I'm just going to turn auto key off for a second. So I'll just bring this one over to where it belongs. This one I'll delete keyframes as well, and we'll just bring this over. Looks about right. And the moment he falls, over right here, we're going to animate, insert single keyframe on the Y for that one and on this one. And then we're going to go forward. Just a few. That there. That there. Insert keyframe. Insert keyframe. And these are still on linear, or was it stepped interpolation, constant interpolation. Set this to, I'll go Bezier. Yeah. Click Bezier. We'll play with those curves. I feel like they need to kind of snap shut. Like this one needs to be linear, you know? Yeah, but we'll have to do that in the curve editor so we can get it that way. So he's going to fall in. Hi, Gelfish 3D House. Welcome. Good to have you. Where's my missing my windows? Where is it? Doc. Oops. Sorry. Just see my CPU usage. It's like this giant window. Ah, what's going on? Get rid of this. Can't get rid of it. There we go. Sorry about that. Trying to get fancy. All right, now let's see how this plays out. We also got to fix this light, which says somehow gotten off this base. So Shift S, cursor to selected, grab this guy, Shift S, selection to cursor, problem solved. They do need to come down. Let's see, do we have that control? Can we grab it directly in here? Also feels like it's a bit small. Yeah, we do. We can bring this. I'm going to bring it right down so it's kind of much more in line with where he's at, so that we've got more options with the shot. Just position this right in the middle of this little beam. So that's the light that's going to go off. All right, I think that fixes all that. Let's just have a look through. These poses are a bit off. I need to move him and the camera over. It looks like they're intersecting the wall there. That's all right. Again, if you missed the first episode of this, like we're just roughing in animation. I won't keep repeating that, I promise. Okay. I feel like this shot's a bit boring. Like this one's all right to introduce things. And also very static. I don't have a lot of cool moves here. I wonder if we could do something with this. What are we trying to say in this part of the film? We're introducing these little guys, and we're paying attention to him, and he's feeling, what's his internal? He's feeling tired and over it. So how can we like could we do like a POV shot? And the point of this shot is to reveal the robots. There is kind of a gag here in the fact that they're so tiny. It's like what we could do is maybe this shot's a low angle. You know, something like up. I don't know if that gag's that funny or that worth it. All right, so for this shot, let's try another option. I'm going to Shift D to duplicate this camera. Call this version 2. And I'll click that button to link into it. Also, what I'll need to do is in my edit, I need to change that so that we actually cut to this one. So I come here and Control B now, and that will change the camera that we cut to. You can see now this one's being highlighted. And let's find another, oops, let's lock our camera to view. Let's find another angle. Let me get my clip start to like 1 or something. Let's have a look. What else we could do here? Some kind of angle like with him, you know, like actually kind of cuts a bit better. There's a hotkey for jumping between markers. Oh no, there's not a hotkey, but we can make one. We can assign a shortcut. It's probably a good idea because I'm going to be jumping between those a fair amount. Sam Harris meets Blender. It's funny, William. Hi, Shrubs. Hello, Heini from Brazil. Welcome. Yeah, I like this shot a lot. Although it'd be fun to see their faces. We kind of need to reveal things a bit. What if we do the extreme? Let's take this camera and like do it as like a big wide. Punch out to like a 14, like something crazy, you know? No, it doesn't really help. Because the thing is, like, we've just seen the feet. We kind of want to see what these things are. So it kind of makes more sense to do this shot almost next. Kind of go from that to this. Maybe we don't need this other shot here. It's kind of cool. I kind of like him stopping in this low angle. Something nice about this. Kind of don't mind that we haven't seen their faces yet. Move down a little bit so we kind of frame more for him. Maybe not that much. Yeah, it's kind of, this one I'm not so sure about now. We could take this one and go in. Well, what happens if we do the same thing? We go like really wide. I don't know. I think it's kind of weird going wide. We'll keep it at a 50. We'll just come in more about the feet. I'm still not sure about this. This makes more sense. Maybe I'm making it about that little guy too soon. Should just set up these robots first. 14 feels too wide. Let's come back here to the camera. We're going to take that to a 24. And I'm going to rotate this. Let's make sure I get that tilt squared out. I wonder if I could be like going along with them, like the camera's marching with them, you know? Like have a little bit of movement with it. Like start here, take the, what is it, the Y direction, insert a single keyframe, come to here, and back up a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. And then take these guys and make them linear. So it's like a constant motion. See that little bit of parallax in the background? It's kind of nice. If we would marry that up with this, you know, like this camera, we could take this one, set a keyframe here for the Y, come to the last frame, and just move to the side a little bit. And then make these linear. And now I've got this slight dolly. And then we could even like, maybe we could end the movement here. So like this shot, single keyframe, go to the last frame here, pull back, single keyframe. And then this time what we could do is make it Bezier, right? But if we look at this in the graph editor, my curves, there. So this is the Y location, right? So what we could do is we could say this one right here, we don't want this to like start from, stationary and speed up, but we could go scale X0. So make this one linear. So it starts off just moving, but then it'll slow to a stop, right? We could scale this one out a little bit as well. So we'll have this motion across all of them. And it comes to a stop. That out a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of nice because it feels like the momentum of the camera kind of communicates what's going on with the little guy. So he stops and exits the row, and at that same point, the camera stops moving back. Subtle stuff like that can actually do a lot. Kind of, give a vibe and a feel to your scene. Yeah, it's coming together. Right. This one, I feel like I need to adjust a little bit. So I'm going to come around here. Make sure I've got the right camera selected. And I just want to come around on the Z a bit better. Get just a bit of nicer framing here. Something like that. We could do a little bit of like a pan with this as well. Single keyframe. Keyframe. I'm going to switch back to my dope sheet so I can just get a hold of those raw controls and just right click and go linear. It's a bit quicker. No, I don't like that pan. It doesn't work as well. And the reason why is because it's introducing another axis of motion when it's not really necessary. It's kind of motion just for motion's sake. And especially when the other cameras aren't doing the same thing. Sort of, I don't know, it doesn't really work. So we can get rid of that by just coming here and deleting those. Still a bit of an awkward framing though. We end up like this. I want it to be like that right there. That works. And we'll have to adjust the speed of these once we get the animation for the little, walker guys in place. But okay, this camera, I feel like could come up a little bit just to get some more headroom. Down a touch. Cool. All right, now we need to adjust his positioning. Oops, didn't want to do that. Is that going to mess? How do you undo? Is there like a different way of undoing a camera? Oh no, good, thankfully. All good. I'm going to turn auto keying back on, and I'm going to unlock my camera from view. Let's get him figured out. Turn my controllers back on. Let's grab the base controller for our little dude. And full stop to zoom in on his point. And let's think about this. What are our keys for him? He goes off this way. So we just kind of want to have him, it was something like this, right? Yeah, that looks right. And he peeked out. I'll just take this keyframe, Shift D, drag over, and replace that. And for this one, I might Shift D, drag it over, replace. And I might just like rotate this. Or maybe what's the right control for this guy? Let's go into pose mode. Grab this and just rotate him a touch. All right, and I wanted him to be, for this keyframe, kind of over here. And about like that, like he's kind of tucked in the corner. That was the idea. It's a pretty far distance to go, and then I'm out of time though, so we have to definitely gonna have to adjust that. I mean, maybe he's not. I don't know. Maybe he's not this far. You know, like maybe he's already like kind of like this. Try moving him back for all of these. Yeah. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Like he sneaks away. I mean, that is what's going on the boards. If you look up here, the boards we drew, he's kind of sneaking away. That looks good. And this thing, the light goes off. We need to adjust this. Go to pose mode, grab his look controller and point it at the light. Just position it right on there. Looks like he's turned way more than I would want him to be, but that's all right. Cool. So yeah, that's good. One thing to keep an eye on up here, my frames per second. See, I'm sitting around 20. And that's important to note because you want to make sure you keep in mind that you're not looking at this at real-time playback. We may have to hide some things to get a sense of how it's really playing out. One good way to do that is to like turn off any heavy geometry. It's actually the characters though, I think, that are gonna, yeah, you can see when I turn them off, we jump straight up. So we might want to, like, we've got our hero joy, but the rest of them we might need to turn off to really get a sense of playback and timing. Okay, and then let's see the hallway bit where they go off. Let's get their master controller. This was the thing that was controlling their overall position. And let's have a look here. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I was ignoring chat. Ricardo from Portugal. Hello, welcome. Hypercritical. Introduce the face of the one that pops out. Zoom into him. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Could have done it that way. MTLJ Prod. Hello. Love your videos. You've helped me so much. Thank you. You're welcome. My pleasure. Glad I've helped. Hi, artist. Welcome. DRV. Don't worry. Late, but not too late. AEB71, how are you? It should fall when it looks down. Important rule. Yes. It must fall when it looks down. I agree. He does fall when he looks down, doesn't he? Or do I have that timing off? All right, so we jump. If you remember, what we did was we just jumped them forward in space here. I'm going to move these guys further along. A bit more. And then for here, just going to grab this set of keyframes. There we go. Shift D, duplicate, bring it over. And then one thing that you can do is as well with your view, you can come to your view and go clip start. You can actually drag that out to get a little bit more view. Why are they way in the sky? I only just noticed that. How did that happen? Were they in the sky here too? Oh dear. Back to the ground, guys. No flying for you. Oops, I did the wrong keyframe. Now they're moving backwards. Wait a minute, what's going on? Yeah, that's right. That's what I wanted. Let's see how that looks in that camera. Right, how's that? I feel like they're going a bit too fast. Maybe that's the better spot. Just set a keyframe there for the location. Drag it, that'll slow them down. They also probably don't have to be all the way. Let's do it the other way. Get rid of those keyframes. And let's say they only ever go that far. Insert. Let's just keyframe those guys. Drag those to replace. Yeah, cool. All right. Now this camera right here. This one's okay. This one's a bit off. I would expect the camera operator to center up a bit better. Maybe this is where it is at the start, but there should be a pan. So let's go up to our cameras. Come right to here. And right where it starts, we're going to go here. I'm going to insert a single keyframe on the Z and let him get into position. And then I'm going to pan over to him. Like that. Right there. Make these Bezier. Yep. And then we can go to the graph editor. A to select all and full stop the zoom in. And then what we can do here is he's probably going to be, might scale that one to 0 and make it linear. So it starts off moving. And then I need it to like have a much greater feather at the end. So I could scale this, but that's really going to affect that end of the curve. What I really want to do is kind of keep this pace, but I'm going to set a new keyframe here and grab this one out. And then maybe grab this out a bit. I don't want it to go down and up, so I've got to make sure it doesn't happen. So that kind of just softens that turn. Also a bit much. Probably don't need to be this far at the start. Bring it back. What if we ended this one with a bit of a pan as well? So a single keyframe. Come here and pan. Oops, I didn't mean that. I'm going to do the rotation. Get rid of that keyframe. Insert single keyframe, and then come to here. And we'll just pan over a bit like that. And let's make those interpolation Bezier. And I might scale this one to 0. And this one. Insert single keyframe. We'll do that same trick. We just move this out a little bit. And it feels a little too much like it's, I don't know, doesn't really work. It's hard without motion. It might look better when it's in motion, but I think I'll leave it for now. And we'll see how we go once we get the animation going. We might need to have little tweaks to the camera, like the operator is correcting the things. Now this shot doesn't feel right because it's not quite centered up. So we come over to our camera. We can also turn on, let's see. I've got center turned on already, don't we? Yes, we do. I might turn off extras and relationship lines. That's good. That clears up my viewport a little bit. And now I can just center this up. Coming over here and grabbing the Y position of my camera. And I'll just try and center up. Could center up around the door. That might work. Looks like I'm not quite. Try -90. Quite. There we go. That's straight now. I was looking at the door hatch, like the meeting point of the door there. Making sure that fits. Yeah. What do you guys think? Yeah, Renuk, you can run Blender, your computer. I'm talking about your specs. It, you just have to, there'll be a limit to how much you can, how much geometry you can handle, and how long your renders take. That's kind of the main things you'll notice. Is just when the scenes start to slow down. But overall, you could still do stuff, definitely. I'm thinking we may not want to start moving on this shot. Like maybe just have movement in that shot, But this one, it's like nothing's in the frame and we're already moving. Just feels a bit, I don't know, don't like it. Also feel like I'm not centered up very well. I'll turn on my center again. And I'll move over maybe to like here. Yeah, that feels a bit better. Let's see. Travesty says, when he looks at the light, it'd be cool to have a close-up of the light turning on before he drops into the trap. Yeah, that's a good idea. An insert of what he's looking at kind of helps, makes it really clear to the audience. Hypercritical says, camera should move once the legs are in center. Yeah, that's a good idea. We could start the move in this shot. Right about here, Let's try that out. Let's insert a single key. Oops, wrong one. Single keyframe on the Y. And then we start to move just a little bit. Let's turn these to Bezier and this one scale X0. So it starts moving. Yeah, it's subtle. Might be working for us. Like it bumps a little bit. I'm slowing it down a touch. Yeah, I feel like it's too brief. It's like a jump cut to me. I feel like it feels better cutting from no motion to this one moving. Put some handheld, I think, into that shot. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. We need an insert. Right about here. So let's take, let's think about this. Go to the dope sheet. And find our playhead. Here it is. So we want to delay all these keyframes and all of those. Let's go to pose mode. Make sure I've got everything selected. That way I know I've got all the keyframes. So all of these we're going to move out a little ways to give us time to cut to back to object mode, cut to another camera. So I'll just Shift D to duplicate. Let's jump into this one. Control B. So we'll cut to this other camera, which will be a POV of the light. And then we'll cut back to this one. And then he'll fall. Those need to go out as well. Right here. Yep. Okay, so let's grab this camera and lock our camera to view. And I want to come in like this. Take my near clip start, bring it to 0.1 or something. Do some kind of nice like POV shot. Yeah, like this. Could have him look down to anticipate, you know what I mean? Like it's like do do do, and then right here, it's kind of what you were saying. EB71. Come to the bone, set a key, and we go down. Look down, something like that, and then the camera. I don't know if this will work. Look down like this. And then cut wide as it opens. I don't know if it's a good idea. Needs to be punchier. So as soon as we cut, boom, these two doors need to go, and I need to go quicker, I think. Yeah. Pose mode, grab all the phones, grab all these. What happens if he looks down first? That looks a bit better. Yeah, that's nice because now he's looking down as it opens. Probably happen a bit sooner. We could take this and do Bezier. Renark says, once I started to make 3D smoke animations in Blender, I realized that 3D smoke effect was actually coming from my CPU. Yeah. Burning your computer alive. Travesty Dubstep says, would also be fun if, with the doors opening so quick, the robot did a semi-flip after getting the floor yanked out. Ha ha ha, legs up in the air as he falls. Yeah, it depends. That's actually a good point. It's about what the vibe is. Like if it's a Looney Tunes kind of thing, let him hover in air a little bit before he falls. Or, but yeah, the momentum is pretty intense. So maybe it would do something. Flip and hit his head and go in. We could make a moment out of it. We'll make decisions like that when we get to animation. This is still the phase where we're just kind of thinking about cameras. Okay, now I'm a bit puzzled as to what's going on. Oh, am I? No, I'm in pose mode. And I've got the bone here. Oh, I see what's going on. I need to Shift D to duplicate this keyframe, bring it up. And now I should be able to get Bezier. Yeah. I need to do this as well. Shift D, bring that over. Bezier. That should. Something like that, maybe. It's hard to tell. Not really thinking about how the performance is going to play out. I mean, you would need to look and then pause. So we should move these back a bit to like here, maybe. I'm making these constant again, so it takes out some of that extra animation. Just so I can think more about the timing. So turn off my controllers. It can be a bit deceptive sometimes when you see the controllers moving. On that a bit long, I think. Looks up. Back. Happens if pose mode, select all. Like he starts to take a step back or something. That'd be funny. Maybe even just looks. Don't overcomplicate it. But I'm just kind of saying how much timing do I need there? I've probably overcomplicated it, but it's fine. All right, let's turn all the controllers off again. Have another straight look at the camera. We're just focusing on the camera at this point. Or if when he falls, we'd have a little bit of a tilt down. Probably not. Cool. I'm going to save this. So file, save as, hit the plus symbol to count, automatically make that number go up. So the version number automatically ticks up for me. And I think we're pretty good. Try and look at it. Material view, ready to view. You're going to get his little eye to turn off. And this light will turn on. We'll also, well, this isn't lit yet. Yeah, I think it's working. Very cool. Well, I'm going to wrap it up there for the night. Thanks so much for joining me. Hey, person. Yes, it's live. Hi. Hope you had fun with that. I know I had a good time. Nice to see so many people joining us tonight and on Twitch as well. Really, really good to have all of you. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Hopefully I will be streaming again on my Monday, your Sunday if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Or not Northern Hemisphere, I guess just time zones other than India and China and Japan and Australia. But anyways, hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. I'll keep this up as usual, so these live streams stay up for everybody to access, so we can all watch this short film come together. If I'll be putting this out as a package soon, so you can purchase all the different assets and stuff in the short film, so you can follow along if you want to. So keep an eye out for that. If that's something you're interested in, let me know, and I will let you know. Thanks. We have one Canadian Insomniac in chat. I can see Travesty. Hello. There's always one, right? All right.